This misty story and all its characters and events are entirely fictional. Any resemblance to reality is purely coincidental. When Damian Keller stepped out of the dark passage, his old life was gone. Marta's disappearance, the disc with the order list, Strauss's whispers, they all burned down to one word: wake up. Damien caught a night train out of the city. He hid in a rented cabin deep in the woods, an old shack so far down a muddy track that even the maps got lost. He brought only 3 things: Marta's hard drive, the card Strauss gave him, and his father's old pistol. Every night he sat awake replaying the disc, line by line, name by name. Some files were coded, TR-47/Greenlight. Others were just dates, short lines that smelled like death. On the 3rd night, a note from Strauss arrived. Just a scrap of paper, no more than a train ticket. There's someone who believes you. Trust her. On the back was a phone number. Damien checked it twice. It belonged to an old prosecutor, Selma Carahan. His hands trembled as he dialed. After a few rings, a woman's voice answered. Hello? I'm Damian Keller, Marta's brother. Strauss gave me your number. Silence. Then one cold sentence. We're being listened to. We'll meet. The next night, under frozen streetlights in an empty city park, Damien saw Selma Carahan for the first time. Middle-aged, sharp-eyed, wearing an old coat that made her look like she didn't care who was watching. She glanced at the disc in Damien's hand and asked just one thing. This country can't handle the truth, Damien. But people can. What about you? Damien had no answer. Marta's smile was all he could see behind Selma's words. Selma asked for a copy of the disc. Damien hesitated. What if they find it? What if I don't come back for it? Selma's half-smile was like cracked ice. If they come for me, there's no one left to keep it. If I survive, I'll publish it. Damien agreed. He copied the files onto an old encrypted USB stick. Selma took it and vanished into the cold. Damien knew he couldn't stay hidden forever. Order was watching him now, just like they watched Marta. A week later, Damien crouched in the basement of an abandoned apartment when he heard footsteps. Colonel Strauss appeared in the half-light, but he wasn't alone. Next to him stood a stranger, steel-gray suit, steel-gray eyes. The man nodded at Damien like he was inspecting a lab rat. The sleeper woke up, the stranger said, his voice sharp as glass. But he talks too much. Strauss's eyes met Damien's. There was something like regret in the old man's stare. This is your war now, Damien, not mine. The stranger reached into his coat and handed over a thin file. Inside, a photo of Marta. Underneath, one line. If she lives, it all burns. Damien felt the blood roar in his ears. She's alive. Where is she? The stranger's smile was poison. Maybe. Strauss grabbed Damien's arm, tried to hold him back, but Damien twisted free and ran. He stuffed the file under his coat and slipped into the freezing night. He found a dead payphone in the back alley of a train yard. Fingers frozen, he typed a single message to a hidden inbox. Ghost editor, Marta's old digital shadow. Order is real. If Marta's alive, I'll find her. Then Damien vanished into the city's veins. An abandoned rail yard, rusted tracks, rain falling through broken glass roofs. He waited for a journalist who never came. Alone in the dark, Damien pulled out an old voice recorder. He spoke to no one, or maybe to everyone. If you find this, it's for Marta, for me, for every night this country kept its secrets alive. This order, it'll drown in its own darkness. The plan has begun. A shape moved in the shadows behind him. Damien slipped the recorder into his pocket, locked the file in a metal case, and buried it under the cold tracks. The shape crept closer, maybe Strauss, maybe a hunter, Maybe Marta herself. Damien didn't run. He just smiled into the dark,